Hey guys, my name's Jordan. I'm making a really cool parkour game and you should check it out right now. It's called Mozentum. It's a first-person parkour hippie game and you should also like and subscribe. Thank you very much. So, I made an overly complex customization system for my first-person game. Because of course I did. Now this system was not easy to make, okay? It took me a long time to even figure out how to start. But we're here now, and we're getting there, okay? It's starting to really get there. It's gotten to a point where I've figured out the workflow that I'm gonna go with. Now, I haven't worked out every intricacy, but I'll tell you, I have come up with the colors. So the system itself is gonna allow you to customize every single aspect of your character except the toes. Okay, I can't emphasize this enough, you foot fetish people. No judgment. But we're not doing the toes. Okay, you can get some pretty sexy feet in the game, I'm sure, but not doing the toes, sorry. Anyway, to get to this point, I essentially had to fuck around with everything. I essentially had to rebuild the entire character base. The best way that I figured would make this system work would be to separate the armature, which is the thing that kind of moves the character. Like, it's the animator, essentially, of the character, from the mesh, okay? So from the body parts that you can see. And what this is going to allow me to do is it's going to allow me to come in later and change the actual properties of the mesh. So I can change the colors of the mesh, whatever, okay? Basically allows me to have a lot of freedom. So I did the animations, as you saw in my last video. If you haven't seen my last video, go and check it out. It's pretty good. Well, it's a bit messy, but check it out anyway. So I did that. What am I supposed to do next? That's a great question. I see you out there. Good question. I remodeled the entire character. I resized it and it's looking a lot better. I'm really happy with how they turned out. They're both bald right now, but who cares? Anyway, that took me about a week. This game dev shit, man, I tell you, it's not... If you're gonna do game dev, be ready for some fucking time, okay? Free up your entire life, because that's how long it's gonna take. Anyway, so I made the meshes, and now all I had to do was put them into the game. So I had to put the animations into the game separate from the meshes. And let me tell you, naming all of these things, naming all of these body parts, separating each body part into its own folder. Like finger one. No, sorry. I'm talking, I separated the pointer finger into 3 different sections, the fucking middle finger into 3. Every single finger has its own folder in my Blender fucking folder. Every single thing took so long anyway. So I did all that, brought them all into Unity, and then I had to fucking unpack every single folder into Unity. I had to create a parent object for every single body part inside the armature so that I could change around the meshes. You know what I mean. I'll show you on screen anyway. So I had to make every single parent body part name inside the armature. And then I had to bring them in, place them on the character, and position them and everything. And I want to die. It took a long time, okay? This whole process probably took me a week in itself to just get all that shit done. Because I had to do everything else in my life, you know what I mean? Like, can't just be doing game dev 25 hours a day, unfortunately. After this was done, okay, after this long ass process was done, I did it for the male and the female character, even though I've now learned I only had to do it for one. My next task was to create the color customizer, which I did, and I used Baker Effects' video. Thank you so much, my friend. You are so beautiful. Your video is highly underrated. If you want to make a color customizer for your game, check this guy out. Amazing tutorial. It's exactly what I was looking for. So I followed that tutorial and understood nothing, but I just got ChatGPT to comment everything for me. I made it work with my mesh, but only individual parts. I could just swap in individual parts and change them around, which was really cool. I was like, holy shit. This is sick. I can change the color of my fucking character. Very exciting. But now, I was hit with a new challenge. Now, the new challenge, oh my god. It was another big time doozy sucking fucking mucking It was not a fun time either. I had to make all the UI elements for the body part select screen. I had to split a 2D image up into every single body part, you know, the same shit, okay? I had to do it all, I had to rename it all, and I had to put it all into a folder. And then I had to put it into the game, which was great. So I did that, was hit with a new challenge, which was how the fuck am I gonna link the button with the actual body part in the game? And I had no idea how I was gonna do this, but luckily for us, we've got a little thing called ChatGPT. So thank you, ChatGPT. Did pretty much all the work for me. Basically what I went with was an enum system. An enum is essentially just like a list of all the different options you can have. So I made an enum of every single body part, selected each body part in the hierarchy I matched up with the enum in the button. Okay, I'll put that up on screen. Once that was done, essentially ChatGPT made a system where it will find the body part based on the button you clicked. Okay, so it will find the same enum on the body part. They've got their own scripts. So there's body part button script, and then there's the actual body part on the character script. I forget what I called them, but they'll be up on the screen. It has to go through a manager. It will select it as the mesh that will be changed by the color picker that I copied and pasted from Baker FX, okay? And that's essentially how the color changing system works. Click the button, it selects the same body part on the character, and then you'll be able to change the color of that particular body part. And it was all fun and games until I realized that none of the fucking buttons worked, because Unity's UI system is for some reason much more complicated than I realized. All the buttons were essentially overlapping, and this is gonna be like a mini tutorial. Say hello to Gaza, by the way. I don't know, is he a Gaza or is he a Larry? Anyway, so I realized that the UI system in Unity is fucked, basically, and had to like go through a whole process of figuring out how I could make it work. And love it. I'm using Unity 2020. I'm pretty sure it's 2020, and I'm doing that because of the new bloody things that they're doing with all the price changes. Thank you so much, Unity. Love you for that. I don't know if they've fixed it now. But anyway, in the older version, it doesn't have UI for the raycast padding around the button. The raycast padding is essentially the zone that you can click in order to activate the button. And I didn't know that before, because I've never used it before. But I eventually figured it out, and I had to get a plugin tool for Unity in order to be able to see the bloody raycast padding. So thanks for that, Unity. Appreciate it. Anyway, I figured it out, and I made all the UI buttons work. You can select every single point on the character and change the color of it. It's sick. I'm so happy that I got here, but bloody hell, it was a fucking journey, man, I'll tell ya. I have no idea what's gonna happen in the mesh selection system, but hopefully it's not too difficult. We'll see. Currently, there's no option to save, so I need to implement that system, and I'm using Dapper Dino's video, so subscribe to that motherfucker if you're a game dev, by the way. Dino has the best save system tutorial I've ever seen. It's simple, it's scalable, and I really understand it, so thank you, Dapper Dino. I'm so grateful for all these YouTubers out there that decided to do everyone a fucking solid and help people create things. You're amazing, thank you. All of my notes from Mozentum from Day Dot, they're all on my Patreon, and you can access them for like a few bucks if you want. And if you haven't created something today, I think you should change that. Nah, do whatever you want, buddy. But everyone has a creative side, and you should definitely acknowledge it. Acknowledge your spiritual purpose in life, which is to be creative. You are God. Remember, don't forget you are God. You are part of the one.